Hello and welcome to Filling in the Gaps. I'm Darren, and this is our usual, it's becoming a bit of a tradition now, where we do our Steam summer sale picks and winter sale picks. Last time, I waited until the sale dropped so that I could see all the metadata that was coming out on the games, but beforehand I'd picked a bunch of games. Out of the 35 games I have for you today to check out, 23 of them are historic lows. I've never done that before. And as usual, Justin will have his video as well that you can go and check out. So I've divided my categories at the same time as I did last, because that worked out pretty well. I've divided them from 10% discounts all the way up to 90% discounts, and my goal is to get through this as fast as possible. So let's start out with the 10% to 20% range. I've got two items in this category. Trepang 2, or maybe Trepang Squared, I'm not sure. Trepang 2 just came out. I've been playing it recently. It's from Team 17. They've been on a roll recently. Trepang has launched with a 10% discount. It's a brand new game. That puts it at about $27 on Steam, but if you hop on over to Fanatical, they're offering it at a 19% discount, so you can probably get it for about $25. The other one is Chop Goblins. Chop Goblins is 15% off at the moment. It's $4.24, and that is the historic low for that as well. Chop Goblins is a good bit of fun. It's a silly bit of first-person shootery. I really enjoyed it. It's made by an indie dev, and I've enjoyed all of his other games. That's the 10 to 20% range out. Let's head into the 20 to 30% range. These are newer games that they're getting their first big discounts. System Shock, the remake, is now on a 20% sale. You can pick that up for $32. I've been playing System Shock recently. It's a huge improvement over the original as far as the kind of overlay system and the UI and the combat, and it's managed to keep a lot of the kind of immersive simmery from the original game. I really like System Shock 2. All the original voice work by Shodan is still there. The only thing that's lacking is the soundtrack, which is really quite unfortunate. Another one that I'm interested in, I haven't played this one yet, but this one is Stray. Stray's on a 25% discount at the moment. You can get that for $23, and again, that's another historic low. Stray looks very cute. I wanted to play this when it dropped, but it was a bit out of my price range for the time that it takes, and so now it's getting into a more comfortable area for me to pick up. If you are a kiddie fan, then $23, Stray might be for you today. Alright, now we're getting into the real meat and potatoes of this sale, the 30 to 40% range. I said on my last stream that I would be picking up Elden Ring when it was on sale. It went on sale for about 30% discount, and I did pick it up. And I've been playing it ever since that sale. I've got 220 hours in Elden Ring. I suck at Elden Ring, but I love Elden Ring. And it was a fantastic investment. For me, as a casual noob, Elden Ring is quite easy. It's one of the easier Souls games from what I hear, and it's definitely suited to me, the filthy casual that I am. Elden Ring is $42 now. The historic low for Elden Ring though was $37, so just bear that in mind. If you want to hold out for an extra $5 off, it might go back down to 40% again. Another one for 30 is Moncage. Moncage, this is the new historic low, 30%, putting it at about $10.50. Moncage is a really nice puzzler game where you play around with perspective and different kinds of scenery to advance the game and to solve puzzles. It's a cute little game. It is on mobile as well. It's cheaper on mobile, and to be honest, it's better suited to mobile. So you might want to get it on your phone or your tab rather than on PC. But if you are a diehard PC fan and you only play games here, then this is your historic low time for a nice little relaxing puzzle game. For some reason, Rhem III, which is a Mist-like game, it's a really good Mist-like game to be honest, this is on a 30% discount, while the other three games, Rhem 1, 2 and 4, are all 40% off. I've got no idea why they've done that. But Rhem III is $7 at the moment. Its historic low is $6, but it just seems that they've never gone back to 6. It's just a constant 777 now for this game. Rhem III is great. You can pick up the whole quadrilogy on Steam. This one's coming in at 33% discount. It's called I Live Under Your House. It's only $1.33. That's the historic low. It is a creepy but beautiful little indie game where you play this horrific monster that just lives under this person's house and stalks them. And eventually, well, I don't want to ruin it for you, but there's a few endings, and it's not going to take you long to finish, but it will take you a while to get all of the endings. And it's just a beautiful, creepy, horrible little game. Another one in the 30% range is Dead Space Remake. Dead Space Remake is really another very impressive remake, up there with System Shock. The Dead Space Remake has kept a lot of the original game. It's just really polished up the graphics. It has added more. It's more of a roguelike, whereas in the original Dead Space you just kept on moving forward and forward and forward. But in this remake, they've kind of made you backtrack with kind of key cards, like level 1, level 2, level 3 key cards with it. You can open up different areas of the old maps to get power-ups and to advance the story, and there's side quests and stuff to do. It's a good game. It's a good game. They've done well. It's a shame that Callisto Protocol didn't manage to pull the same thing off. Another great shooter I've been playing is Prodeus. I don't know how you say that one, to be honest. That's 30% off. Another historic low, $17.50. Prodeus is an old Doom-style first-person shooter. It is frantic, it is gory, it is all over the place, it is absolute mayhem, and it's a lot of fun. I'm having a real ton of fun playing it. Another cool little game that's 30% off, Tin Hearts. Tin Hearts is basically a modern take on Lemmings. You control these cute little tin soldiers, they drop in at the entrance, and you have to get them to the exit, and it's a little puzzle game. It's a really cute puzzle game, it's got a story that goes along with it. There's a lot of collectibles, a lot of achievements to get, and it's quite relaxing. I really like Tin Hearts. I've got a lot of time for this game. Another one that hit a historic low in this summer sale is You Suck at Parking. 35% off, $13. You Suck at Parking is quite funny. It's quite difficult. You have to drive a car around a track. There's a lot of obstacles that get in your way. You're not allowed to hit the brakes. You're not allowed to come to a standstill. If you stop moving, then the track is over, you've failed. And basically you have to gun it towards a parking point on the other side of a map. It's wacky, it goes upside down, there's fans, there's trampolines, there's things on fire, there's hammers that swipe you out of the sky. It's really a lot of fun. A lot of different levels and a lot of DLC things and a lot of online play that you can do. I would just recommend the base game though, without all the DLC, and that is only $13 at the moment. Another one that's on the 30% range is Deliver Us Mars. I really like Deliver Us the Moon, but I haven't played Deliver Us Mars yet, but if it's more of the same of Deliver Us the Moon, which it does look like, I'm all for that. Deliver Us the Moon was a kind of walking sim puzzle game set. You're this lone astronaut who has a mission on the moon. I'm hoping this is just more of the same, because I really enjoyed the first one. Anyway, that's coming in at $20 now. It is $16.50 at the moment on other sites. Another new game that I played recently is The Last Worker, and that's another historic low, $14 at the moment. The Last Worker is a nice little game where you basically deliver packages, and you kind of have to interact with robots and get them to do stuff and deliver packages, and then there's this like kind of hidden plot that you discover for the company that you work for. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. It's not a long game. It took me a few hours to complete, and I'd say yeah, it's worth the price. It's worth $14. But then again, maybe hold off for a bigger sale if you think that maybe a 5-hour game is not worth that much money. Okay, so now we're in the 40% range. First up is a little indie game called Voyager. Voyager is a little game that you listen to chill music and you float around a solar system and you try and land on planets, and basically you land on them all and then you can advance to the next one. Sounds pretty simple. It does get a little bit complicated. It might be a little bit frustrating, not everyone's cup of tea, because it does seem a bit random, but the lo-fi chill beats and stuff like that, I really like it. I like this game. It only costs $1, so I mean, you don't really have a lot to lose out on if you don't like it. The menu system is a bit weird, but it's just a really relaxing, cool game. I don't know what it is about this game. I really like it. Another one with 40% discount is Choo Choo Charles. This is yet another historical low, $12 at the moment. Choo Choo Charles is fantastic. It's such a funny, great game developed by one guy in his home when he was at school. He dropped out of school just to make this game, and it paid off. It's a really fun game. It's a horror game where a spider train, like a train with spider legs is hunting you down and terrorizing this island, and you have to kill it. It's really simple, but it's a lot of fun. It does have its problems. I'm not gonna lie and say it's perfect. There's a lot wrong with the game, but if you like your indie games, kind of a little bit rough around the edges, but overall fun to play, then Choo Choo Charles is fantastic. Speaking of indies, The Pass Within is now 44% off. That's $3.35. Pass Within is the latest game from the Rusty Lake people. I'm a huge Rusty Lake fan. I'm a huge Rusty Lake fan. This is a step in a new direction, yet again, just like they did with the White Room where they tried something new. This time they've tried 3D Puzzler, and it works well. They just can't seem to fall down, these guys. I love everything that they put out, and I cannot wait until the next thing that they release. As I said before, Rhem 1, 2, and 4 are now 40% off, $6 a piece. Like I said, they used to go for $5, but they kind of upped it to They upped it from $5 to $6, and it's stayed there ever since. But you're not really going to find much more of a Myst clone than Rhem. It's reliable. It's got ultra hard puzzles. It's the almost kind of very similar HyperCard situation with Myst. It's very nostalgic, and yeah, you can't really go wrong with Rhem. It's a lot of fun. Unfortunately, there's nothing in the 50 to 60% range, so we're just going to skip that for now, and we're going to move right into the 60 to 70% zone. Telltale Games, if you are a long-time viewer of the channels here, Buyer's Remorse and Filling in the Gaps, then you'll know that we're not really that crazy about Telltale Games anymore. I played the Batman Telltale series games, and I was really impressed by how they'd almost gone back to the old school puzzle element, of the old Back to the Future or Wallace and Gromit or Sam and Max style, almost point and click adventure games. And so I would actually recommend you checking out Batman Telltale. You can buy the first game for a 65% discount, that's a historical low at the moment, for $5.24, or you can buy the bundle, which is 79% off, and it's for $6.20. So if you pay an extra $1, you'll get another game. You get 2 games for an extra $1. Can't really go wrong with that. Next one I'm kind of interested in is Remnant. Remnant, the first game, is 65% off at the moment. That's $14. That's yet another historic low. I'm excited to try Remnant because I've heard everybody raving about Remnant 2 that's coming out soon. So I feel like I'd like to give the first one a try. Remnant seems like a pretty solid Souls-like game where you can, I think it's more modern style though, you can shoot things, you can cut things up, so you can melee your way through or you can shoot your way through situations. It looks great. The second one looks amazing. And so yeah, and this game is very positively reviewed by people. People really enjoy this game. So I'd like to give it a shot, and this is a good price. Another good price here is Lonely Mountains Downhill. This is another game that I've been on the fence for getting for years. Just because it was always quite expensive and I wasn't sure that I would like it. But at $8 now, 60% off, kind of like thinking maybe now's the time. It's made by an indie team. I'm sure it's not going to go much lower than this. The historic low is $7.50, so it's only 50 cents more expensive now. I think they've kind of hit their peak of discounts. So this might be the time to buy in. What's definitely a time to buy in is the Quarry. The Quarry was humongously expensive. I was quite intimidated by the price of the Quarry when it first came out. It's very expensive. Now it's 67% off and it's only $20. I think this might be my big purchase for the Steam sale this time. And the patient gamer in me hopefully has paid off because it looks great. It's really amazing looking graphics. Horror themed. Basically you get to play and live out a horror movie. Sounds great, looks great, and it's very, very well received by the players. Yet another historic low is a game that is a little bit something different. It's called One Hand Clapping. One Hand Clapping is a game where you control the character with your voice. So you'll need a microphone for this, and you basically sing into the microphone to draw lines and help your character move across the environment. It, if anything, is a good laugh. If you play this with other people in the room, it could be quite funny. Me, I am completely tone deaf, so it was quite hard for me to play, and I streamed this on Twitch, and it was quite funny. So yeah, I would recommend this, especially if you've got someone else to play with. All right, we're moving up into the 70 to 80% range now. Again, these are all historic lows. Far Loan Sales and the Changing Tides bundle is $10. That's a 70% discount. It's not the historic low. It has gone for $7.50. But who knows when that'll come up again. I preferred the first game to the second one. I think the first game has more character. I like the story better. I still enjoyed the second one, don't get me wrong, but the first one was really something special. It's got a great little soundtrack that goes along with it as well. It's a very chill, relaxing game where you're never really under any threat, and you just have to take care of your ship and keep on trucking. So yeah, it's a good little relaxing indie game. Another historical low is Who Pressed Mute on Uncle Marcus. I was almost done with FMVs and Wales Interactive, but they managed to reel me back in with this game where choices actually do matter, and it's about unraveling a mystery, about some weird family backstabbings and treachery. It's a good little murder mystery, and it's well acted, and it's very cheap. It's only $4.50. The last one in the 70 to 80% tier is Ghostrunner. Ghostrunner is a kind of cyberpunk parkour game where you get to parkour off things and slice enemies up with a katana. It's a big revenge plot where you're out to get the guy that screwed you over, and it's a very fluid, cool game that you need quite a lot of skill to play. I personally can't play this game, it's too hard for me, but I really appreciated the game and I enjoyed trying to learn it. I might go back and try and master it, but I just got kind of sidetracked with some other games. But right now, it's a historic low, it's $9. It's definitely worth the $9. Okay, now we're getting into the 80 to 90 range. The Coma 2 is 80% off, it's $3. Again, another historic low. This is a kind of mix between maybe like a visual novel and a horror story and a point-and-click puzzle. You control. It's basically a South Korean horror story where you play some people in a Korean high school, and there's some monsters that are trying to kill you, and it's this dark void place that you're trying to escape from. It's pretty cool. I like it. It's quite creepy in places. It's got some good puzzle elements, and it's only $3. And it took me a fair few hours to finish. So if Asian horror / visual novels are your thing, you might want to give Coma 2 a try. I played Amnesia Rebirth a while ago. It is now $6, 80% off. It's not the historic low. It's gone for a little bit lower than that, but it seems to be bouncing around that area. The historic low is $4.50. But Amnesia Rebirth I thought was great. I know a lot of people didn't like it because it kind of lifted the veil on the mystery aspect of the horror, where you couldn't really see the thing that was chasing you, whereas in this one it's like quite out in the open. But I really liked it. I liked how the plot twisted, and I liked the puzzle elements of the game as well, and I liked the setting. It was a really good game, and for $6 you can't really go wrong. Another kind of Lovecraftian horror game is The Shore, which is a whopping $2.40 at the moment. It's 80% off. Yet again, another historic low. It's a walking sim set in a kind of Cthulhu world where you have to find these entities and set them free, and kind of discover something about what's going on with you and your relationship to this place that you're in. And it's really, really good. It's almost like photographic. It's really great graphics. It looks real, and you get to walk around it in 3D. It's basically walking around in Google Maps almost. But if everything around you had tentacles and razor sharp teeth. Okay, here we go. So the last two on my 80 to 90% list are, I'm going to butcher this name. It's called Kristallijn, maybe? It's $1, a whole dollar. It's a whole dollar for a wacky, weird indie experience. I'm all for that. Star Wars Squadrons is 85% off. Again, another historic low. It's $6. And I'm not really a huge spaceship flying fan. I played this and I really liked it. I'm not sure about the whole story yet because I haven't finished the story mode, but I'm about halfway through the game and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying flying around shooting things out of the sky. And then finally, I've got one game for you that's in the 90% tier. It's called The Mansion. It's in early access and it looks like it might have been abandoned, but hear me out, it's 70 cents. And look at the store page. Even if it is broken, I'm willing to give this game a try because I doubt it can be that broken. Like, even if I get an hour of play out of it for 70 cents, I'm not gonna ask for a refund. And hopefully the guy comes back to it. But yeah, I'm not sure. Again, that's just people saying it's been abandoned. Who knows what's happened? Maybe it'll get fixed in the future. And I'm not even sure if it's the same problem that everyone has. It might be something that maybe the game is going to work fine for some people and it doesn't for other people. There are plenty of positive reviews on Steam for this game, but honestly, for 70 cents, I am willing to give it a try and give it a chance because it looks like a kind of really quite pretty escape room with some kind of horror elements to it. So there you go. Those are all my picks for the Steam Summer Sale. Let me know in the comments if you've got any ones that you would like to add or if you think I've missed anything. Also, please feel free to check the old sales videos. I don't want to just keep sounding like a broken record and saying the same things over and over and over again because of course I'm going to recommend Talos Principle. Of course I'm going to recommend The Witness. Of course I'm going to recommend Inside to you guys every single time I have a sales video. So rather than me just saying the same things over and over again, go back and check my other ones and see because you might find some other games that you really, really enjoy and that you didn't know. And by all means, stick a few games in the comments down below if there are games that you think that I haven't played or that I should play, and I will gladly give them a look and a play if I can afford them, of course. Anyway, thanks a lot, and I'll see you guys next time.